Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, August 28th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at OPEN again. Still remains on a lot of people's list and a lot of people still talking about it. But the pullback continues to pull back, and from the overarching standpoint, the bulls are still in control. But yeah, things are starting to look a little bit more leery now, and that's where I think we just get rid of those lines and throw in a line that I think a lot of people will be watching just because it stands out like a sore thumb, and that is this overarching trend line right here. So as of right now, in my opinion, the bears are in full control until the bulls can get back above that red line. So if the price gets above that red line, then okay, let's start to have a discussion in about the bulls starting to regain their footing. But as of right now, and as long as the price remains below that trend line, in my opinion, that is representing that not only are the bears gaining their momentum, but the bulls continue to lose it. So keep an eye on that level as, in my opinion, at least kind of that gauge of just how strong the bulls actually are. And right now, as long as they're below there, the bulls are weak and they are getting weaker. Now, the one level that I would definitely say is a very, very important level from a technical standpoint is down here, that pink line. Not really close right now, but if the price were to drop down to that pink line, which represents a very famous and important 200 period moving average, and then falls below there, again, I'm not going to say that's game over, but that would be a very, very rough situation from a technical standpoint. Current value of that 200 period moving average right there at 328. So yeah, right now, definitely keep an eye on the red line. The sooner the price can get above there, the better. Next one here, NVDA. Now, first off, there are earnings coming very soon. So this is where I'm going to talk about things from a more of a broader standpoint, because this is where, these broader levels could very easily come into play. So the overarching level to keep an eye on with earnings and just see kind of how the market gauges is right up here around 184. As you see here over the past few weeks, 184, the general area, has been a very big problem point. So any sort of breaks above there, in after hours, or if it opens back up on Thursday up above that 184 mark, that would be telling you that I would assume that the market really likes what it's seen from the earnings because that has been, like I said, just the massive problem point here from the resistance side of things. On the flip side, where would be an area where you would just say, wow, the market does not like those earnings results at all. And in my opinion, that is where this area is coming into play down here right around the 168.50 mark. If you go here in the history of things, you can see right there, had some support. And then as I move forward here, you can see right there, once again, acted as support. So if, the earnings come out and the price is all the way down below there, that'd be a sign that for whatever reason, the market is viewing their earnings as very bearish. So yeah, moving forward into earnings, 184 key resistance, 168.50 key support. Next one, RR did this one in yesterday's video, talked about that bull pennant and what an absolutely beautiful move to the upside. And now we have essentially the same situation, not exact same chart, but same overall pattern, and that is yet another bull pennant pattern, which is more so kind of from the overarching an entire day. So let's start off with this new pattern. We have that area of support right there. And then resistance-wise, we have that area right there. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it all the same color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right there. For you golfers, let's make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to, come up here. And if it breaks, make some sort of big move. But is it valid? Is it plausible to at least throw out the question that, hey, a break of that level could create upside buying pressure? Yeah, that is certainly a valid question to throw out there. So if you like bull pennants, you like stocks down below $5, and keep an eye on it. Next one, INHD, and we have some very well-defined and interesting levels now in this one. So the level here that I think a lot of people have probably drawn, maybe not exactly, but this area right here, we're just going back through the past few days, you can see that was an area of resistance there. Then it didn't hit exactly, but got very close right there. Here actually came up above it, but that didn't last very long. And as soon as dropping and closing back below it, you can see right there, went right back to acting as resistance. So just from an overarching technical area, looking like that level, for whatever reason, has been very, very stubborn. So again, from a technical angle and resistance areas, certainly keep a close eye on that red line right there. And then in terms of areas of support, Very, very nice overall trend line can be drawn from down here. So check that line out. So then again, overarching area up there, red line, overarching area of support right there with that green line. So definitely keep an eye on these couple levels, and we'll see how the price continues to play out relative to these two key areas from support and resistance vantage points. Next one here, ticker symbol WAI. And yes, this is a very ugly looking chart, but you longer time viewers know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. But yeah, not trying to rub salt in the wounds, but just got to shoot straight, right? That was a great move up, and wow, all these gains almost right back down. So that is very ugly. But then you look at the situation, and this is certainly for those that are going to be disciplined and stuff like that, but it's now approaching right back to these lows here at basically 11 cents. And the last time it was at 11 cents, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the last time it was at 11 cents, it did that. So for sure, guaranteed, if it goes back down there again, it will for sure make the same move. Not at all. All I'm saying is the last time it was down that area, there was a worthwhile bounce. So even if the price were to come down here and even just bounce something like that, relative to what was being risked, then from a risk versus reward scenario, you could be looking at a nice little, RVR situation. But again, this is completely irrelevant if you are an undisciplined trader, because you got to, be careful. But if you can be disciplined, then yeah, this is one of these situations where if it does kind of bounce even a little bit off that 11 cent mark, you could be looking at a nice little trade plan. Real quick, want to take a break and help you out with a very common problem that you very well may have, and that is with the pattern day trading rule, where you would like to be a day trader, and I'm defining day trader as being able to make as many day trades as you want every single day, but you can't because of that pattern day trading rule. Well, there is a market available out there where there is zero pattern day trading rule, and for a very small amount of capital, you can become a day trader and trade, quite frankly, in a market that makes penny stocks and small caps seem kind of like paint drying. I know that does sound crazy, which is why I'm inviting you to come check it out for your very eyes. It's what I'm doing, what I've been doing. So I've been live streaming. So yes, come see it with your very own eyes. Ask me questions. I start live streaming every day at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I go for a few hours. So I totally understand if all this sounds a little bit skeptical. So that's why I'm inviting, like I said, come check out the live stream and ask me questions. Next one here, IXHL, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous video, but if you did, mapped out that resistance area right there. And from that regard, no reports. The price is still essentially trapped below that area. Good news is the price is still within striking distance. Doesn't mean that it'll break through it on Thursday. But, when the price only has to travel that distance before maybe doing battle, as opposed to, let's say the price was down here and the price had to travel all the way up there just before it could start to do battle. Again, this situation is going to be the preferable one, and that's where it's at right now. So continue to watch that resistance line right there as that main area of resistance. As far as if the price pulls back some more, then I'm not going to call it a do or die level of support, but I would certainly say pretty important level of support right down there at the 60 cent mark. But all in all, like I said, not a whole lot to update here. Volume has dropped off quite a bit. So that's something that you'll want to continue to watch, because if volume stays too low for too long, people are going to get bored, lose interest, sell, and go look for something else that's moving. So that's where, again, a couple of days of lower volume, not a big deal, but also something you want to keep an eye on. Next one, INO, and overall things are hanging in there. Now, I do realize that if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you're buying anywhere up around that red line, then today, not so good as the price is pulled back. But from the big picture point of view, even with the pullback here, the price still has plenty of opportunity to build that higher base. Now, the price did drop down below the purple line, so that's not the greatest thing to see. But still, from an overarching standpoint, by no means is the chart destroyed. But the sooner the price can get back above that purple line from the bullish standpoint, the better. So as of right now, miniature near-term area of resistance right there at 645. So like I said, the sooner the price can get above there, the better. In terms of next areas of support, again, not a do or die level, but one that, if the price were to go down to 605-ish, you definitely want to see that area hold. You can see right there, did a good job of holding that support and right there. But again, even if the price were to fall below there, this price is still well up above the pink line there, the 200 period moving average, which from an overarching standpoint is the one that matters most. Next one here, AZTR, an interesting situation here where the price started off very, very nicely on the day, came down, and right there it becomes a question of, was this just a gap and trap pump and dump? But then got the answer, and then the price did automatically start to go sideways, and now the last 30 minutes right here, as I speak, actually getting some nice upwards movement. But let me be very clear, and I wish I could say it was this easy, just because there is a big pullback, and not just because the price is going sideways, does not mean for sure guaranteed the sideways movement means that it's ready to head back up. My point here is it's just more valid and logical, meaning let's say the price was doing something like this, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like it might be ready to go back up. You'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still just dropping. But that's not the case here. It is at least starting to go sideways. Again, doesn't mean that this is for sure the bottom and for sure the pullback is over. It just makes it more valid, especially when you're seeing this last 30 minutes here with some upwards movement. So if you like these situations where you get a great start, a pretty nasty pullback, and then you start to see the price maybe show signs that it's done and maybe getting ready to curl back upwards, and certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, NBY, and overall, nice pattern here. Looking at an overall bull pennant pattern, so let's just get this pattern drawn into play. So there is the resistance portion of the pattern. Bring that across. There is the support part. And then just to make sure that everybody can see the pattern, let's keep it the same color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right here. Let me extend this out, maybe make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. And then let's get the golf hole down here. So here we are looking at another overall bull pennant pattern. I know I talked about the bull pennant earlier, so I want to respect your time and not, turn into a broken record. But if you like bull pennants, you like stocks down below the $2 mark, here you go. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and overall we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So yes, this is the overarching key level that you want to watch up there. But in the near term, with today's price movement, and like I said, I'm going to go through this quicker just because I want to respect your time, and you just heard me talk about it. But there is our area of resistance. There is our area of support. And so resistance, support, nice move right there. Golf hole down here. So overall, another good solid day. This is all occurring in an overall uptrend. If you do get the break of the upwards, of the upper part of the pattern, then that is a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but I want to get too excited because the next big battleground lies right up here at the 356.65. So again, today, great looking pattern, nice bull pennant. But even if it breaks to the upside, like I said, don't get overly excited about it because there is still kind of that bigger level looming up overhead. But overall, nice bullish day for Tesla. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trading rule, if you want to venture into a market that is really, really exciting and there's a lot of great stuff going on, then be sure to check out the link. Or if you're still a little skeptical, swing by the live stream, ask me questions. I would love to answer and help you out with any sort of questions you may have. So again, I start at 11 a.m. Eastern every day, Monday through Friday, and I go for a few hours. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a good one.